Hi, this is David House, and I'm going to be going over the installation of Google Analytics into a website, and then a quick look at some of the features of Google Analytics. So the website we're going to be installing Google Analytics into is this new website I developed for a client called Feasibility First. So to install Google Analytics, the first thing we need is to set up a Google Analytics account. And so to do that, we're going to type into Google GA4. Google Analytics 4 will still work. And what you're going to see here is Introduction to Google Analytics 4. We're going to click this. And the page is going to show a lot of different links to click, setting up your tags and whatnot. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is to get started with Google Analytics 4, get started with Google Analytics. Okay, it's a bit of a cumbersome process. The older version used to be much easier to install. So what we do here is first we click go to analytics.google.com, and then in admin click create and then select account. Alright, now this platform already has Google Analytics based off the email, so we're going to do set up a new one. So we're going to come down here, we're going to click admin, and we're going to click create account. Okay, and we're going to name our account. We're going to name it based on the website. Okay, and data sharing. What data do you want to share with Google? I don't want to share anything with Google. And okay, so I'm turning this off. You might, if you read through some of these things, you might like some of them. Okay, and as you can see down here, per email, this account has 9 accounts installed. You can set up a maximum of 100 accounts. Okay, so it says I have 91 more I can install. I'm going to click next. And property name. All right, this is good for organizing if you have a lot of properties, but for me it's still I still just use the website name. I'm going to set up my reporting and time zone to Canada and Calgary. Okay, and we're putting in currency here because later you might have an opportunity or a need to put in conversions and set a conversion value when people do an action on your website, and Google can track that, especially e-commerce websites. Okay, business detail, category. This is not that important at all, really, but I'll just put in the information. Choose your business objectives. Right. Again, this is not at all important. I guess to say at an advanced level. The data is the data. Google might organize it differently or give you different suggestions. I always, I just don't care about these sorts of things. And you're going to find that Google is somewhat intrusive on your marketing in a kind of, I guess, a bothersome sort of way with the amount of emails and suggestions that sometimes make no sense. And I'm just putting it out that way. Google is not an amazing analytics platform. It's free, and you get what you pay for. But it is the most popular. There are a lot better platforms out there beyond Google Analytics, which we did a review for in a separate assignment. So I'm just going to put, website traffic is not even here, right? So I'm just going to say generate leads. And agree to their terms. Okay, choose a platform. So for almost everybody it's going to be web. Okay, put in the domain name. So what it's going to have, it has enhanced measurement, so page views, scrolls, that is scrolling up and down on the page from the user side. Outbound clicks, I'll just show you the other ones. Video engagement, file download, site search, form interactions. Under here, configure enhanced measurement. I'm just going to click that. You can turn these things on and off. And maybe based on your privacy agreement, you might need to turn some off. So create stream. All right. So now it gives installation instructions. And this is the part where now it's going to be dependent on the platform, the kind of website you have, and where you're going to install it. So below is a Google tag for this account. Copy and paste in the code of every page of your website immediately after the head element. So if you have an IT person, you can hand this off to them and they'll take care of it for you, or a web developer. If you're on your own, I'm going to do it for Google Analytics. And the main thing here is after the head element of every page. So I'm just going to copy this code, and here's the website we're installing it on. This is for WordPress, what I'm going to show you. Okay, so now we're in the back end of WordPress, and the code has to go in on the editor, the theme editor, theme file editor. Okay, and this heads up just basically says if you change, even a character of code on this, you could trash the website. So please be careful. Okay, I'm going to go to the theme file. Select. I'm going to look for header PHP. That's this file right here. Here's the code to header. Now I'm going to look for the very first head tag, which is this. And this piece of code gets injected on every website when the server delivers the page to a browser. So I'm going to look for right here at the end, head. And I'm just going to see here, it might say at the very top, immediately after head. So immediately after, not below some code, immediately after. And this is probably because they want the code to fire as soon as the website loads, not after these other things load, because it could cause delays in Google's code loading. Okay. So that's the Google tag. Add it, and then I'm going to scroll down, click update. Okay, file edited successfully. Okay, now here is caching. So if I have an error on this test, I might clear the cache of the website so it loads a brand new fresh site. So let's click test, see what happens. Your Google tag wasn't detected on your website. So let's go back here. Purge all. So this flushes the cache on the server and forces it to load a new page. Okay, click here and click test. And there you go. So that was a little bit of troubleshooting for some people. Usually the cache and caching is the main issue for websites not being updated. Okay, so install manually. It's installed, and now the notes here are use Google Tag Manager for additional features including multiple tag management and enterprise workflows. Again, this would be something if you have an IT department, you're a larger organization. Install and manage the Google Tag Manager. Okay. If you have end users in your economic area, set up a consent mode so that you can continue to benefit from ad personalization and measurement. So that's not the case for this website. Okay, and so now this is installed. There's no, as you can see, there's no end code or finish or done. So we're just going to click off close here. Okay, data collection isn't active for your website. If you installed tags more than 48 hours ago, make sure they are set up correctly. So basically Google's saying pause your troubleshooting right now and come back in 2 days. So I'm going to pause the recording, and once I see some data, we're going to come back and we're going to do a look at Google Analytics 4 from the different kinds of metrics it can measure. So I'm just going to close this here. Okay. Data collection is pending. You successfully created your account and property. It may take up to 48 hours to start collecting data. Okay. Continue to home. Google Analytics conversions have been renamed key events. So the other thing too is this Google Analytics 4 is not even finished for full operation. It replaced Universal Analytics last year, and it wasn't finished yet. And again, you know, it's a free system, so again, you get what you pay for. So this talks about events and conversions. So they're almost synonymous, but events take in more things than just conversions. Okay. And here we are now. No data received. The tag's been installed, but there's no data. So I'm going to come back and we're going to look at, once some data comes in, what it looks like in Google Analytics 4 and the uses for collecting reports and bringing those to clients and those sorts of things. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we're back, and it's about 6 hours later. Google Analytics has finally started tracking data, and as you can see, there's no users reported here, no traffic for May 17, that's today. But what you can see here is one user in the last 30 minutes, and that user is me. So I just open another browser over on the other window, and I'm going to click through a few pages, spend some time, just create some activities just to show you how it works. What I'm going to do is, after this video, give you the link to this site and some of the social medias to click into the social media, and then from social media click those links to this website, and you can see how Google tracks the sources of traffic. Okay, so I'm just going to move this back to the other screen, and I'm going to click here, view real time, and as you can see, it's picked up a user in Calgary, and that user is me. So if we zoom in, it's not going to give me any more detail than Calgary. That would be kind of, I guess, creepy, even in a violation of privacy, is, you know, to show the neighborhood level. So I'm going to back out here, and what would happen is, after time, the target for this website is Canada-wide. And when we talked about our setting objectives, it's based on organizational goals, and the goal here is to maximize relevant traffic from within Canada, because that's where the clientele are going to come from. What objectives can come out of that goal, right? So we want to increase traffic. From where do we want to increase traffic? What neighborhoods, what cities, that sort of a thing. But I won't get into that too much, but that's where this starts to connect into goals and objectives. So backing out of here, what we have is, it's showing the pages now, the pages that I had just clicked through in that little example, and it's giving me these metrics, right? These are very generic metrics. We don't get a lot out of them. So what I'm going to do, though, is save this video and then ask students to follow the links and click through, and then create some traffic so we can actually have some meaningful reports to then be able to report that data, because the final assignment is on reporting client reports from Google Analytics or any other metrics platform. But if we have some data, it will make the report a little more realistic and practical to filter some data. Okay?